Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I am very excited about some of the natural projects that we have going today. Very simple, very inexpensive, and if you've been making anything with us so far, it's all using the same exact ingredients, so nothing new in this one. All right, so today we're going to make two different types of cleaning sprays. One is an all-purpose cleaner and the other is a glass cleaner. If you have been watching the shows, then you remember back early on in the show, we did an all-purpose cleaner using vinegar and orange peel, and we let that vinegar and the orange kind of soak in together, diffuse in there, and that's how we made that all-purpose cleaner. Today, we are going to, and I love it, by the way, love it. Today, we're going to make a whole different kind using essential oils. And the reason I like this cleaner is because if you remember with that orange vinegar cleaner, the problem with that is that it takes time. You need at least 4 to 6 weeks for that orange peel to sit in the vinegar, right? And so if you plan ahead, like you see that it's getting low, or you know that you're almost out of your all-purpose cleaning spray, then it's perfect. You can go ahead and make it, and by the time you're actually out, it'll be ready to use. However, if anybody out there is like me, I like to wait till the last minute and I'm like, oh man, now I don't have what I need. What am I supposed to do? So in those moments, that's where I really love this cleaner that we're gonna make, okay? So we'll start with that one. If you pay attention to the two different types of the cleaners that we're gonna make, they're the exact same ingredients. We're just gonna add a little bit of extra in our all-purpose cleaning spray, okay? So for the all-purpose cleaning spray, you are going to need 2 cups of water. You are going to need 1/4 cup of vinegar. And I am going to be using distilled white vinegar. This is just Kroger brand. Pick this up. I don't even know how much. Every time I say this, and I never think to actually look to see how much I pay, but maybe like $3 for a gallon jug of distilled white vinegar. And I use this for a lot of different things, so I already had it in my house. So I'm gonna be using that. I'm going to be using Castile soap. This brand that I have right now is Quinn's unscented Castile soap. For me, the brand is not really important. This is certified organic, which I do like. Other than that, I don't care. Maybe others have different opinions, but for me, it really doesn't, it's not a big deal. And I have it unscented because I'm going to add a scent with my own essential oils, okay? So I'm gonna have this, and then you're gonna have your essential oils. So for this, I'll show you, of course, what I'm going to be using, but this really, I think, is a personal preference, okay? And so for this, because it is a cleaning spray, maybe do a little research on your own to find out what essential oils are really great for cleaning purposes, for disinfecting, for antibacterial properties, all of that, all right? So do your research and keep in mind the scent, okay? So I am going both off of properties and scent for this particular batch that I'm gonna make, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. In my bottle, I'll talk about this bottle for a minute, how about that? This was I believe it was Mrs. Meyer's bottle, I think, and we had bought this, you know, out of the store. We used it all up, and so instead of pitching it, I decided we were gonna wash it out and then I would reuse it because I knew I would. I do so much of this stuff anyway, I knew I would reuse it. So that's just what this bottle is, all right? Cleaned it out, we're gonna use it today. I really, if I have a choice, I pick glass over plastic, just because it's a little nicer on the environment. But again, I had already bought it, I used up what was in it, and so why not reuse it and help with waste that way. Okay, so in here I have already poured in 2 cups of water. All right, this is a 16-ounce bottle. That's what I recommend for both of these recipes. Of course, if you have smaller bottles, change the recipe as needed, okay? So 16-ounce bottle, I have 2 cups of water. Next, I am going to do 1/4 cup of my white vinegar. Check this. All right, that's about good. All right, so I have my 1/4 of a cup of vinegar. I'm gonna go ahead and add it in. If in the past you did make that orange vinegar all-purpose spray, you know that it has a strong vinegar smell. We're using vinegar, so of course this one is also going to have a vinegar smell, but I don't think it's as much, and that's because the amount of vinegar is less in this particular recipe. So if with that orange vinegar you weren't super a big fan of it, then this one you might like a little bit better because it's a little less. All right, so next I'm going to do I would say 1/2 of a tablespoon to a full tablespoon. I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of my Castile soap. Here is where I make the mess, right? Every time. Look at that. I get brave. And a lot of times it pays off, but occasionally it does not, and there's a huge mess. All right, so I have my water, my vinegar, my Castile soap. And then if your Castile soap has a scent, all right, so it already has a smell, then you are done, all right? Mine is unscented, so that's where I get to add in my essential oils, okay? So for this, I'm going to use about 30 drops in total of essential oils. So what I'm going to do is about 20 drops of my tea tree. Okay, so I have 20 drops of my tea tree oil. And now I'm going to do 10 drops of lavender. And I still have my dropper, so once again, no mess here. All right. So I have my total of 30 drops. 30 drops of my essential oil. That's it, guys. So I don't know if you were timing it. I was not, but I'm gonna say a minute, maybe 2, again, because I was talking. Give it a nice, make sure it's off. Give it a nice little shake. And now, spray, and it's ready to go. That's it. That's it. And again, if you're wanting certain properties for your spray, then research what the essential oils have to offer you, okay? Find what is best for whatever it is. If you're making it for a certain area of your home, if you're using it for the bathroom or for the kitchen, something like that, then find essential oils that you think are gonna be best based off of their properties, all right? This right now has a really pleasant smell. If you are unfamiliar with tea tree oil, it's a lot earthier of a smell. It's not really my favorite, and that's why I like to pair it with it, but I love its properties. Love its properties. But because of the smell, that's why I like to pair it with the lavender, okay? So that was my, my reasoning behind it. That's it. Done. All right, and again, the reason I like this one is because of those last minute, great, I'm out. I can make that really quick and then get right back to cleaning. All right, so next we're gonna move on to our glass cleaner. This, again, the recipe is almost identical. I have a 16-ounce bottle and I have 2 cups of water in it. All right, so next, adding to my water, once again, a 1/4 a cup of white vinegar. It's kind of a messy pour, but hey, it's okay. So I have my 1/4 of a cup of white vinegar. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Okay. And The last thing, so you remember in our all-purpose spray, I added the Castile soap glass cleaner. We're gonna skip that step. Now we're gonna move right on to our essential oil. So I'm going to use 15 to 30 drops of my lemon. This is important, it does need to be lemon, of my lemon essential oil. So there I have about 20, and it looks like this bottle is empty. So this is one thing that I'm gonna have to buy. But when we're talking about cost, this bottle has lasted me through all of the projects that we've done so far. It's pretty awesome, okay? So you need 15 to 30 drops. I have 20, it'll work for me. And so all I'm going to do is give it a nice little shake. And when I am ready, I'm gonna spray it on, wipe it. When you go to the store to buy glass cleaner, you know that you can buy the kind that is, no streaks. This is not necessarily like that. You can walk away with streaks. I think that if you do it right, you can get minimal, right? I don't really have a bad streaking problem, but again, that's because of more of like the elbow grease factor that I put into it, right? But again, how many seconds was that? Just like that, and I'm done, okay? So I have my glass cleaner. Another thing about the glass cleaners at the store is a lot of them I found are blue, right? So even, it doesn't matter what brand it is. A lot of them are that blue color. That blue color is not natural. That's a dye that they added to it. It doesn't dye my windows or anything like that, but still that's an unnecessary ingredient in my mind when I can do something here. I know exactly what it was that I put it in, all natural. It's a win for me, all right? So with both of these, you need to shake it up before you use it. Shake it, spray, wipe. You're done. All right, so both of these were super quick. If you look at the video, most of it's me talking, right? So most of the time that we've spent together really is me talking. That's how quick these are, all right? So running around last minute, realizing you're out, these are some great go-to recipes, all right? Thanks so much for joining me, guys. If you have questions, as always, you can reach out to me by email at kjones@columbusliteracy.org. or leave some comments below, and I'll be sure to answer you that way. Thanks so much.